Hey, what's up, guys? Professor here, Professoar. Today, we're going to be talking about a subject that a lot of people want covered, but I haven't found too many guides going into details on it, and that's especially ways that are applicable to you guys. And that's making your vocals pop out on a track. Now, we're going to go over two instances where this can present issues, or where we can apply this, and that's, say you have your own beat and you're working with everything in your studio, or say even as much as you purchased a beat, aka like from Pond 5. I heard there's a guy that Professor that sells beats there. But say you purchase a beat or you download a beat off YouTube or something and it looks like this, and you want to rap on it or sing on it, and you need to open it up for your vocals to pop out, but you still want to hear this. We're going to go over both of these situations. But first, before I show you either of these situations, I need to show you guys a diagram and how to imagine your vocals. So, a key thing to making your vocals pop is to imagine them where they're going to be. If you have a bassy singer, of course, down here, but you're really never going to have anyone singing here. You're going to find that a lot of it's going to be in this mid to high range. Imagine these are the frequencies. Now, what you need to do, and a lot of people don't do, is when they mix, is they don't open up a lot of room for the mid and the high range vocals, where you would center them, unless you're doing a lot of effects. But if you want them to be the focus of the track, you need to make sure that they're in the focus of the track. Imagine your listener just looking at a circle. You need that to be the center. So what we're going to be doing is I'm going to be showing you how to open up and separate your mid-range frequencies, also a little bit of your high-range frequencies around your vocals, and then how to just mix your low ends just so they don't phase as much either while we're doing it. So let's hop right on into that. I'm going to show you guys an example and how I accomplished this.
Flex on them, flex on them, flex on them, cause they flex on me. Got it from the mud, never gave a fuck. Yeah, was a thug, sold a lot of drugs, had to get my bread way before I'm dead. If I switch lanes, then I change the game. Throat inflamed, cause I spit that flame. Flex on them, flex on them, flex on them, I flex on them, flex on them, cause they flex on me. Haters laughing till niggas see.
Alright, so with that little clip, I let you guys hear everything that's going on in that. There was sub bass, mid ranges, high ranges, and we had our vocalist. Now, you heard the song very clearly, but you also heard his vocals very clearly. And the way we accomplished this was I identified what my lower sounds were. So to start off, just for good mixing, you need to find out your lower sounds. So right here in pattern 3, I believe this is my sub bass. And you'll see I have this on channel 6. And this is somewhat merged, not a lot. In fact, yeah, I guess I just have it a little bit merged down near the bottom because you didn't want any phasing. I don't have a lot of other low ends down there, so I don't necessarily have to worry about that much. But you can even go as far as merging it this much. And as you can see up here, that as I adjust it to the left, it's getting separated. And as I get more towards the right, it's getting merged. And merging your low ends is a lot better because, I mean, I wouldn't recommend it with, like, bass plucks, but sub basses, yeah. And maybe your kicks you can just a little, but your sub basses, yeah. Now, so that's the big thing, but that's not really fucking with your vocals, all right? Now, my vocals or my vocalist, his range is very much in here. So what I did was I used just already an EQ that comes in Fruity Loops, and that's your parametric EQ, which you can just go into here and throw it on like this. Parametric EQ 2. Just right click that, and you could go to mastering, and then you could go to vocal presence. Now this is just a generic one, but this will really work for almost any of your, for any like singing and rapping, and you can adjust it of course too, but you notice that this cuts a lot of what's down here, but still keeps that low end if he has some, and really boosts the high end a little bit not a lot, and keeps that mid to high mid range. That's one great way to do it. But you also can turn this off and say you have a specific type of vocalist, or you can identify where your vocals are. So what you can do is solo out the track like that.
I'll be laughing too. Only difference is I'll be in a Porsche, calamari sweat, steeping in my tux, fire model bitch, stuck it on my nuts. Think I give a fuck? Flex on him, flex on him, I flex on him.
Now see how he's coming in a lot there? That's exactly what we did, was we took that vocal presence and cleared it up a little. So that just is one way to help your tracks. It was starting with the vocals. As you notice also, I have multiple vocal tracks going on here. And I have them all routed to a submix. My vocal master submix. And I'm doing this right here because I don't want any sub bass or low frequencies on it. And I'm boxing out a few, I'm cutting low on a few boxy frequencies just to make it sound a little better. You'll also notice that I have this centered as well, merged a little bit. That's because I want these vocals sounding full because I'm using multiple layers.
Fire nigga if you wanna see. Pistols loaded if you wanna sing. Hit you warning, you don't wanna speak. Nigga, that's 6 feet. Nigga.
See, as you see here, I have some panning to the right and to the left.
Nigga if you wanna see.
This one's panning to the right, this is to the left, and this one is centered, and they're all 3 different takes. But since I have them all linked to here, I merged them a little bit. And you can see I separated them to the right and left channel a little bit down here, actually. The ones that I'm using, see this is panned to the right a little bit. That one's coming in on 32. And you'll see how that happens. Oh, excuse me. It's going to be over here on the one that's on linked to channel 22 and 21 and things like that. But so these are coming through, and I'm making sure that they're all in their spot on the vocal mix as well. Now, you don't just have to do that. You don't just need to do that. What you need to do is make sure your mid sounds are not merging and fighting for the same spot your vocals are. So what I need to do is go find that sound I have playing. And I believe I have that right here. So this right here, I don't think I needed to put that much EQing on. In fact, I just left it on the master track. So this isn't fighting for anything. In fact, it's actually pretty good in the spot where it is on the mix. But say with, I think this is my, with this, I actually merged it since it's up on the higher end of the spectrum when it comes to sounds. So just like here, your high ends are like this, your mids are wide, and your low ends. And like I said, to accomplish this, I'm going to show you what I did to deal with a song that wasn't mixed as well that I had to do this for. Alright, so we're going to open up a different project real quick. Alright guys, now you'll recognize this song from a tutorial I made a while ago, How to Be a Slim Jesus. You could check that out in the bottom below. It was a pretty funny tutorial. It was meant to be half satirical. In fact, I actually finished up the song, and I'll probably post it here once it hits the Spotify and SoundCloud. You know, might as well put the art up where it is. Of course, I'm not about this life, but this was meant to all be satire, and I very much love the project anyways, especially the beat. But when I made this, I recorded this song, these vocals, on this mic that I'm using, my vlogging mic. So it was hard to make these stand out, and they clashed a lot with the frequencies in here, especially the piano. So I'm going to show you what I did before I mixed this down and finalized it and mastered it to make those vocals conflict less and to pop out more.
You don't really have heat on the side. I'm busy, boy. I pull up with a 50 in the clip. And I'll be drumming if I hear that you a snitch. I take his weapon on my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming. I'm with the gang and the guns, we be drumming.
Alright guys. So what I did, oh, and another thing you can do while recording or after recording, compression. Compression will help fill your vocals, and you'll see that here actually. Look at this limiter. I have these
on my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be
being boosted up to here, but I can't be having them only peak up.
on my kids. If you talk to
I need to make them more full. So what I did, what you can do is you can gain your vocals, but then keep them at a certain limit.
All my kids.
So what your gain is how much extra you're putting into your sound. But your cell is what you don't allow the volume to go by when you're limiting something. So you could do that with your vocals to make them sound more full without making the parts that would be too loud sound too loud. So the parts that are quieter will sound louder, but the parts that are louder will sound equal.
All my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming. I'm with the gang and the guns, we be drumming. All that talking that you did was for nothing. I run it. If you need a boost, hit the back door. I bring a stick if you want more. Hit the farm with the heat like it's my store.
So that's gonna fill them a little bit, but also, and you can see I use more of that right here. I use more compression.
All my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming. I'm with the gang and the guns, we be drumming.
So I did that there as well, but also what I did was I EQ'd it a little bit. Boom, 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 since that's where it's bigger. In fact, I could even go as far as doing this and doing that.
All my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming.
Or I could do what I did before with that vocal presence, but I'm going to go like that.
All my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming.
So that's a pretty good way to do that, but even if you don't have that EQ one, once again, you can look at where your vocals are sitting on the track.
All my kids. If you talk to the Jakes, I'll be coming. I'm with the gang and the guns, we be drumming.
Now, I can see I don't need a lot of those down here. Once again, that's where that EQ and limiter was kind of coming in to help clean that up a little bit. So that's one way to clean that up. Also, make sure you merge your vocals again. So as you can see, I have this merged. That's important. So I wanted to make sure that that's in the center. But also what I did was, because I identified the fact that those frequencies is where my vocals are really standing out, I need to go to my piano track. Oh, I need to unmute everything too. So what I did here with this to kind of make it so that it wasn't conflicting as much, you'll see is that I EQ'd my piano. So what I did here was, since my vocal range is right around here, I put those down a little bit. I didn't want those to conflict as much with my voice, so I just lowered it a little bit while boosting a little bit on my voice. But it still allows it to come through. So that's another thing you need to do. Anything that's really conflicting the ranges, you gotta kind of let them sit their place a little bit, and you might have to do some adjustments. As well, you can see that I have this separated already. Look at that. See? I have this separated. That opens it up wider on that circle to allow my vocals be more in the middle. As well, I did that here with another one. I don't know which sound this is, but we can go look quickly in what I was doing for that. I'm probably running a vocal in there. So what I did was I widened that. And you're going to also notice some other things in here are widened as well. This one, channel 7, is linked to that. So I have that widened because I know that this microphone picks up a lot of high frequencies and mid frequencies, and I don't want those clashing. Another one here. The only thing I have merged is probably this bass right here. Look at that. See, that's merged. I can already tell that's a sub bass. What's this one? What's number 3? I even went as far as separating my percussion a little bit. I also EQ'd it. Yeah. In fact, that doesn't even need to look like that. There's no frequencies coming that low. But what I did was I made sure that there wasn't any thing coming here, and I only wanted that treble to come through on that hi-hat, that t-t-t-t-t-t-t. And you could go even further by just going to type, and you could high pass that. You could set it where you need to, and then there you go. So now you got a regular high pass as well. So that's another way to accomplish this, is figuring out where you want the vocals to be in the mix and making sure that they're sitting there, because that's going to be important. And then finding out ways to accomplish it. And that's going to come down to your mixing. So if you mix properly and set up spots for it, you'll be able to let your vocals pop out a lot more. Now, let's go into a new project so I can show you how to open up something you've already purchased, all right? So say you've purchased a beat or you downloaded a beat, and you want to find a way to open it up a little bit for yourself. So I got Flex on, turning my limiter off. Now what I'm going to do is connect this to channel 1, and I'm going to open it up in Maximus, all right? Now this is good to do anyways when you're running a beat that you purchased from someone anyways, because, or downloaded, because, where's Maximus? There it is. Because it might need a little bit of mastering after you throw your voice on it too, and you can do that at the end. But right now, all you have to do here is identify where the mids are. So let's highlight an area of the song we want to loop. And you could solo that, and go to your bands. Your monitor is exactly what you're looking at in the limiter, pretty much. But your bands, this is a multi-band compressor. So I'm going to look at this. Nice. All right. So our mid is right here. Now it's very easy. All you have to do is do that again. Look at that, stereo separation. Widen that beat up a little bit. And then with the highs, widen it up a little bit as well. Maybe not as much. And with the bass, there you go, merge that a little bit. And you can go even as far as doing some EQing in here too. Like say something needs to be added a little more. Say this high end is too high. Boom. Bass needs to be a little louder, or mid does. Boom. Also, say after you do find where your vocals are going to sit. So let's just do a quick thing so I can show you guys. Let me open up my master track and record. And we're going to go into proper recording techniques too next time. But I want to show you guys mixing first, then we'll go into proper recording techniques. But check this out. All right. So I got this here. All right. Now, all right. So I'm going to record quickly, and I'm going to show you guys something. Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to run up a snitch, I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. 1, 2, block at your face. So now I have my vocal track. Put that on a separate thing. Find out where it lays. All right, solo it. Yeah, they talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. All right, trying to go run. So to do this, I'm gonna leave open up Span again. You can download that for free. Span, Span is a free monitoring software. Yeah. So I can show you guys that, or you can even look from up here in your FL Studios. Shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch, I'ma leave you in the ditch. So Span will show you these frequencies and where things are lying. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right. So it looks like I'm relying a lot between 4K and 200. So what I would do here, as far as this goes, even more, is I could move this up or down, but probably move it down. And I could open up an EQ again. So you go to FL Parametric EQ 2, and now look for that 400 range to, what was that again? Let's look at it again. Yeah, yeah, yeah. To that 4K range. That's where a lot of ours is coming in from. 200 to 4K. So I'm going back into my EQ. And I'm going to put one of these at 400. Probably my 4. You ready? So 400 hertz. I'm going to lower that a little bit. And now here's 2K. So I do that there. And then I go into my vocals. And I boost those right there. I lower this. I don't want it to conflict with the song. I find where my 400 is. I start to boost it a little bit. Boost it up here. Boost to 2K here. Now I'm going to also merge my vocal track. Ready? Since we already did the widening and stuff here in Maximus, that's the thing is you can merge and separate, but Maximus is a multi-band compressor and allows you to identify where those frequencies are and then separate and merge them when necessary. Now that I have that taken care of, I'll go right here. I'm going to merge this vocal a little bit. All right? Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. 1, 2, block at your face. Now remember, you can always add a limiter and compression again to make it stick out more. There's also things like delay and reverb to really fill up your track, but you don't want to overdo your reverb and things like that or delay. Those are going to come down to just like what your vocal preference is and how you want your effects to sound. But really, this is the key to making sure, this should be your base of how you're going to start with your vocals and then decide what effects you want to add after, is getting it clear and concise and giving it a spot on the mix so people can hear it. And that way they can hear the beat too. You don't want them to conflict with each other. And that's going to just sound better for the user, the listener, and you and everyone else. And it's just going to increase the quality of your work. I'm trying to think what else I can show you guys that may be useful in this instance. Of course, good recording techniques. Isolate your mic when you're recording so it's not picking up on unnecessary frequencies. Choose the right settings. Limiter, of course, so yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. 1, 2, block at your face. Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. 1, 2, block at your face. Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. See, that's not even sounding bad now. You can hear... Oh, 1 second. I have to unsolo Maximus quickly. Duh. Go back in here and make sure you're still not soloing Maximus. There you go. Putting that back to normal, though. Alright, check it out. Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch, a grave. 1, 2, block at your face. Yeah, 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 yeah. They talking shit, I leave them hit, I put them in the ditch. Trying to go run up a snitch. I'ma leave you in the ditch. So these are all the techniques I could show you guys. Remember, widen your mid-ranges in the mix. Your high ends, you widen a little bit, especially if you're going to be having to deal with a lot of your high end ranges. Kind of merge your low ends and just pretend like you're looking at a portrait. Make sure that whatever you want to be the center of attention is. And if you're using your vocals, then you're probably going to want them to be the center of attention. Unless it's a dub, then you could just mix it up here somewhere. But bada boom, you want that. Put your mids on the side, get your highs over here, make sure there's still stuff to listen to, and then you got your lows. Your lows are always going to be wide and big anyways. Doesn't matter what happens. I mean, really, unless you're just running a straight sine wave and you EQ it to where it's just one thing and it's just... I mean, you're really going to have a hard time just making sure something comes right here. It's just going to be like that. So you avoid phasing as well. But anyways, guys, that's about as much as I could show you guys or tell you guys. Damn, 25 minutes. I really hope that helped out. Maybe I could go in a little more detail with stuff if you guys want me to. But I'm going to hit recording next. And maybe I'll cover this again as I release more songs. Say when this is released on Spotify, when Flex is released, I'll make a video explaining the process behind how I made it, how I mixed it, and how I did it. And then I'll do the same for Blue Strips Crew, the Slim Jesus satire tutorial as well as that comes out. I'll show you the ideas and how I mixed those and made those, so that way you guys can see the thought process and the mixing process behind them to make them sound well, getting them ready for mastering. That way you can bring out the best in your mix and in your track that you're creating. other than that, guys, this has been Professor, Professoar. Leave a like, subscribe with bell if you guys want to see more of those stuff, more content on the channel. Leave a comment down below letting me know what you guys want to see next. And check out the social medias, Pond5, SoundCloud, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff, guys. There's always things going on. Thanks for joining the community. We almost hit 500 subs, so as soon as we do, I'm going to have a Twitter up. That way you guys can see updates. And as soon as we hit 1,000, I'm going to be releasing a lot of these beats for free. That way you guys can use them. And also going to be opening up a Patreon as well, so we can do more stuff here as well. It'll let me spend more time for you guys. And for myself as well. You know, this is kind of just one day will be a dream. Alright guys, everyone keep chasing your dreams out there. Stay positive, keep that workflow going, and I hope to see you guys around the channel more. Till then, peace out, boys.